Hello, loves. When I think about Christmas, I think of one thing in particular when it comes to Christmas candy, and that is peppermint patties. Every year around this time, that's when we all go out and buy peppermint patties from the grocery store. But I've got just the thing for you guys. Homemade peppermint patties today. A kiss of dark chocolate, a touch of peppermint emulsion, peppermint extract. Nothing is better than this recipe. We've made up roughly 60 of these. 60! Can you believe it? And we're going through them like wildfire. They are so yummy, so delicious. Everyone, all your little elves around you, they're going to gobble them up. I guarantee you. So stay tuned to watch this video and tell me what you think at the end. Hello, loves, and welcome to day 12, the finale of the 12 Sweets of Christmas here at the Hares and Daffodils Homestead Kitchen. We made it. Huzzah, huzzah. I cannot believe that we finally made it to this point, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me along this adventure thus far. What I do is for you guys, and it's wouldn't want to be anywhere else. So today we are making the largest recipe per volume that we have ever made. And this recipe calls for 7 cups of powdered sugar. 7 cups, you say? Trust me, we're making homemade peppermint patties, guys. You can't make homemade peppermint patties without 7 cups of powdered sugar. So it's, hi, Dobby. Hi, baby. Got my kitchen helper with me again here today. He's walking around. So my production assistant's always in the mix, I tell you. But so, yeah, homemade peppermint patties today. We will be using Louise's recipe from the salted pepper today. I will link all that down below for you guys. She explains everything perfectly. Her videos are spot on. Her instructions thus far have been spot on. I actually feel like I could make this enormous recipe, and it doesn't seem too over my head. It doesn't seem too much. So I'm excited for today. I hope you guys are excited too to go along on this journey with me. We're going to make approximately 62 York peppermint patties. You can half this recipe. I'm not going to. I want the more for the merrier. So I want to be able to drop this off with some little love bombings around town and give this to some friends and family and let them know I'm thinking of them this holiday season. So, alrighty, let's get to starting. We've already got our stand mixer set up and everything. We're going to add together our sweetened condensed milk, butter, and 2 teaspoons of our baking emulsion. We are not using peppermint extract today. We are using our bakery emulsion. It's a little bit more viscous, but the smell and taste, you wouldn't know the difference. It's the same 1-to-1 ratio. One teaspoon of peppermint extract equals 1 teaspoon of a bakery emulsion, and they make these in all different tastes and smells. So okay, so we've got our sweetened condensed milk, our butter, 2 teaspoons of bakery emulsion, and we're going to start off with 3 cups of our powdered sugar. So let's get everything mixed in here. This recipe, while it calls for the 7 cups of powdered sugar, it may or may not use all 7 cups of powdered sugar. Depends if it's been raining, depends if it's humid in the kitchen, depends if you're standing on one, whoops, I'm sprinkling it everywhere. Depends if you're standing on one leg while you're making this. Heaven only knows what the differences are, but there are going to be some slight differences. It may only take you 6 cups of powdered sugar to get the consistency that you want. It may take you all 7. So that's why it's not, this recipe is not just a set amount, add 7 cups and you'll be okay for this recipe. It really is going to be a taste it, touch it, feel it kind of recipe today. So I'll zoom you in when we get to that point. But this recipe is we really need to use our senses today for this recipe. All right, let's get our sweetened condensed milk. And this recipe called for a 14-ounce can of Nestle La Lechera sweetened condensed milk. I could not find that in any of my grocery stores. I went to every single Walmart, Myers, you name it that we've got around here. I could not find it. I could only find Eagle brand. Louise at the Salted Pepper, she does do a rather in-depth explanation why you'd want the La Lechera sweetened condensed milk. You can see how creamy, yellowish beige this is coming out of the can. And it is something that is not going to give us our bright white York peppermint filling, peppermint patty filling that you often associate with peppermint patties. It's going to make it a little bit more of a tannish, taupish hue to it. It's not going to be bright white. If you use the Nestle La Lechera, you're going to get, per Louise, you're going to get as close to a homemade white filling as humanly possible for what's on the market today for sweetened condensed milk. So that's why she chooses to use that in her recipe versus all the others. But she actually she explains that in her video as well. But I wanted to give that due course and explain that to you guys, why we're using what we're using for today. And I did not have enough time to order this ahead of time. Okay, this recipe does call for 2 or 3 teaspoons of peppermint baking emulsion. I'm going to start off with 2 because we can taste this here in a few minutes. And then if we want it more pepperminty, we can always add in 1 more teaspoon of peppermint extract to give it that big wow punch that you want in a peppermint patty. So we may or may not choose to add it. If you'd like a subtle peppermint, then maybe 2 will work for you. I don't know what will work for me until I taste it. So we're going to start off with 2 together. Then we'll taste it and we'll go from there. Okay, so let's see here. Let's just review. Just because this recipe is new to me. Combine the sweetened condensed milk, the butter, 2 teaspoons of peppermint baking emulsion, and 3 cups of powdered sugar. And then it specifically states, mix on low, because we don't want the plume. But I like the plume. Oops, that's locked. I was wondering why the speed wasn't increasing. That's locked, silly. Oh my goodness. The smell coming off of this. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's get this unlocked. You can see right now just how runny it is. So I know after 3 cups of powdered sugar, clearly we are not there yet. So let's keep adding in another cup. We're going to do this 1 cup by 1 cup. Maybe add just a little bit more just because I know we're not there yet. Okay, let's get this down, locked again. And then after this, we'll scrape our bowl down because it is a little bit of everything's kind of congealing on the sides a little bit. Start on slow. Okay, let's scrape down our sides. And while it is firming up a little bit, as you can see, hanging off our paddle attachment, it's still not quite there yet because we want to be able to get it to a consistency where we can roll it out onto a sheet, and be able to use our hole punch. We've got some cookie cutters, some round cookie cutters that we're going to be using. And we're going to, not hole punch, what was I thinking? We're going to use cookie cutters and we're going to punch out some recipes. We are not going to punch out some recipes. I am like punch drunk here on peppermint, you guys. Oh my heavens, what is wrong with me? We are going to use cookie cutters and we are going to punch out some wonderful peppermint patty discs. Less talking, more mixing. Okay. One of these days I'll get it right, folks. Just one of these days. I am going to go ahead and do a small taste test. It is a little solidified, but again, still not where we want it to be. These may not make it to friends and family, folks. Oh my good gracious. You guys, this is better than a York peppermint patty. I have never tasted something so absolutely delectable before. Okay, let's keep on mixing. Oh my gosh. And the peppermint taste right now, absolutely spot on. I want my kitchen assistant to try it here. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Okay, thumbs up. Resounding thumbs up. It's better than a York, isn't it? Oh my goodness gracious, you guys. I think we've got a winner. It's good, isn't it? I don't care that it's not stark white. I was worried about the color of the sweetened condensed milk, but yeah, it's perfect. And it's so much better than a York peppermint patty. Everyone needs to make these. Oh my goodness gracious, everyone needs to make these. Alrighty, let me scrape down my sides. Okay, we are getting there. We are getting there. Might need to add in just a little bit more. It's a little sticky, a little tacky, which is fine, but it's keeping its shape, which is what we want. Put that back in there. It doesn't leave anything behind on my fingers. Woo. I'm like punch drunk love here on this peppermint. Okay, I'm going to give this one final mix here. Scrape off my mini spatula. Okay, I'm going to scrape down the sides here, and we've got probably between half a cup and 3/4 of a cup left of our powdered sugar in our bowl, which we are not going to be using because to me this mixture is perfection. Second time I've done that. Trying to do something with my left hand. I'm not left-handed. Okay, we're going to scrape down our sides one final time here. I think this would be good, just frozen into little mini, if they made like a Dippin' Dot or something of these and just froze these. But yeah, that's, I mean, our mixture here is absolutely perfect. It feels spot on, and yeah, I think this is absolutely perfect. I didn't think it needed the extra half cup or 3/4 cup. Dobby found the paper bag again. So okay, we're going to get this into some saran wrap. I'm actually going to put it into some parchment paper, just to make sure that as it refrigerates or freezes, whichever, if I put it in the fridge or the freezer, depends on how. I just want it to be able to peel away easily. Thank you, kitchen helper. And that was the human kitchen helper, not the feline kitchen helper today. Oh, the things that make me laugh. It doesn't take much, and that's a good thing. Let's see here.
I get to lick the bowl, right?
You get to lick the bowl. Yes, you do. And the beater and the whatever else you'd like, but you're going to have to fight me for this bowl. Alrighty, so after we get all this scraped out, we're going to kind of roll it into not necessarily a log or a puck or a square or something. We're just going to try to get this into some sort of a homogeneous mass. Okay. Okay, just want to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Okay, it says to refrigerate the filling for about 10 or 15 minutes in the fridge. So refrigerate the mixture in the fridge. Still, punch drunk love on peppermint. It says to refrigerate the filling for about 10 or 15 minutes. So I'll see you guys back here in just a few. Hello, loves. Welcome back. We are just getting our peppermint patty filling measured out to about 1/4 inch in thickness. And I've got this handy dandy little rolling pin that I got from Amazon, that's got those the pre-measured guides on the end, so that you know exactly, you can get a precise thickness when you go to roll everything out. Alrighty. And I've got my circle cookie cutters out here as well. I can link those down below if there's interest. I am not affiliated, no commission, no nothing. I just link items that I really find useful in the kitchen. So I'm just just a simple girl in the kitchen. So let's see here. Would it help if I wiggled it any? I don't know if that would help or not. I'm just trying to think of the best way to remove these. No, because it's leaving. All right, let's try to remove a few of these. I've got my offset spatula right here. And I've got one of my small trays right here. So I want to make sure that these they're a little bit loose. Got a little bit more. Oh, thank you. They're going to be a little misshapen, but you know what? They're homemade, and that's okay. I wonder if these would be better in the freezer. Louise from the Salt and Pepper said just put them in the fridge. But, as you can see how much I'm getting drag on. That one worked out better. I just don't want to pierce my parchment paper down below. And all of this extra leftover peppermint patty filling, we can always re-roll it because we're not adding anything to it. We can roll out some more. And I know these are going to be a little misshapen, especially when we dip them into the warm dark chocolate mixture that we'll have on the stove. We'll start on the stove here after a bit. I just want to make sure that these have a chance to adequately chill and kind of making a mess out of this, I tell you. I almost feel like this should have like a dusting or a topping of powdered sugar on it just to try to keep them in circles. But if not, I don't think that's going to affect the taste at all. It'll just say made with love. Oops. Well, it seems like the warmer this mixture gets, the more I cannot peel it off. So this mixture definitely needs to be kept cold at all times. So I'm going to go ahead and get this back. This is just half of the mixture. I'm going to scrape up what's left of this on the bottom of my parchment paper here. I'm going to get this back in the fridge and start working on the second half. And I'll bring you guys back as soon as we are getting ready to start in on. I'll punch out the rest of these, and then I'll bring you back and get ready to start in on the second half of the peppermint patties. Hello, loves. We are back. It's been just shy of about 30 minutes. Wanted to let the mixture in the refrigerator kind of give it time to cool down from being room temperature and everything. Give it a fighting chance. Our next step is we are going to melt, not temper, but melt two different types of Ghirardelli chocolates. We are melting a 12-ounce bag of Ghirardelli dark chocolate chips and a 12-ounce bag, I'm sorry, a 10-ounce bag of Ghirardelli dark chocolate melting wafers. So we will be, because it's asking for 12 ounces of each, but these are both in 10-ounce bags. So I'm just using what I have, 10 ounces of each, which is both full bags. So I'm going to be short 4 ounces total, but we'll see how far this gets us. So I'll go ahead and add these both in, and we'll melt the chocolate, and then I will bring you guys back as soon as the chocolate's melted, because you've seen me melt chocolate before. You don't need to watch that again. And since we're just melting it, we don't need the candy thermometer. We don't need any of that. So see you guys back here in just a sec. Hello, loves, and welcome back. We went through a little bit of a roller coaster, and I've had to re-record this segment. The refrigerator was not our friend. The freezer is our friend. Do not put this mixture, this dough, into the refrigerator and let it set and think that you are going to then put it into piping hot melted chocolate. It's a no-go. This dough needs to be kept in the freezer and then pulled out in segments, dipped, put onto your parchment paper, and processed that way. So please, 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 when you make this recipe, use the freezer, not the fridge. So I know mine's in the fridge right now, but that's just because we just got it out. But it is not entertaining to watch me try to juggle what's in our freezer right now. So these were just removed from our freezer, placed into the fridge, and then we hit record. So they're still frozen discs. But we're going to go ahead and get these sunk in, but you can already see they're flat. They're floppy.
We do have a second set in the freezer if those are more frozen. We want to try those.
Let me do a few of these and just see how these go. If I can limit the amount of time that they're in this chocolate, I'm wondering if I can do that, and that way they can still keep their form and keep their shape. That's working out a little bit better. Just dip and flip. And then pull it off to the side of the bowl and tap it. That's working a little bit better. It's working a lot better. So we're just going to keep doing this, and then as soon as I'm done with this tray of, I think there was like 20 in here, 20, 25 in here. Once this gets off my fork, we're going to go ahead and get these back into the freezer portion of it, let them set up, and then we can move on to the consuming part of it. So yeah, there's really not much that to be done with these other than just flip and dip and tap and get them in this wonderful this chocolate mixture with both forms of the dark chocolate in it from the Ghirardelli. It looks like it's a milk chocolate, almost, not a dark chocolate mixture. So I'm gonna excuse me, my goodness gracious, I apologize for that. But yeah, we're just gonna keep moving, shaking here, and get the rest of these dipped and get them frozen. So from my kitchen to yours, I hope this video finds you safe, happy, and healthy. And I hope that this final day of the 12 Sweets of Christmas, day 12 here for our peppermint patties, I hope you guys can make this recipe. And just remember, the freezer is your friend in this recipe. So hugs and loves. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.